if I was given one power, one ability, what would it be? Let's talk about that. Now, okay, a lot of people talk, like, especially with, movies where there are superheroes and stuff. There's a lot of people that talk about, what they would do, like their favorite, X-Men, their favorite, Avenger or whatever. But I'd have Doctor Strange, or able to use magic and time, manipulate time. Which Doctor Strange isn't necessarily, time isn't his only thing, but you know what I mean. Being able to use magic in general would be kind of cool. But I honestly would love, and it's I want to say it's simple, but it's not, because it depends on how you look at it. I like matter manipulation, the ability to manipulate atoms and the alchemy on the fly. You're turning water to wine, or water to whiskey, or just in some senses the magic. Refilling a mug with beer. But you know what I mean? That's matter manipulation to me would be very cool, because one, it offers so many possibilities. You can matter is everywhere. It makes up everything, literally. It's like, so you could make a wall of air, of molecules that would keep bullets from penetrating. You could, if you knew how, you could manipulate the telomeres in your body and the free radicals and all of that to make yourself healthier. Edit your own software in a way that you can actually manipulate the physical parts. Like if there's a clog in your artery, you could clear it by just getting rid of the clog. And that's just to me, that's a cool thing. And you are trying to die. Just straight up trying to die. I'll be spending most of my time staring at the screen because these people are fucking nuts. This person right here is pissing me off real quick. I literally would just take away your tires right now. Because there's nobody around you, tires are gone, you're skidding on the ground, you stop moving, fuck you. Not that I'm a vindictive person. But anyway, matter manipulation. If you I started really enjoying the idea, the concept of it, when I was playing D&D, because I had, and this was the first time I can't remember what campaign I was under or who created it and who allowed me to do this, but I was given these gauntlets that allowed me to find ore in walls, or it kind of sense where the ores are. If I'm looking for gold, I could roll to find, and obviously not pull it out of the wall. I mean, I could actually, but that was part of the whole thing. I had different abilities with these gauntlets, and it wasn't I could pass wall. I could basically manipulate matter to a certain extent. Like if I wanted to, I could put a door in a wall, or I could fix a wooden. I know it was all stone. Sorry, it wasn't. I couldn't do it with plants. I could only do it with metals and earth, like stone. So it also, my character was a blacksmith, and he was this was a high level character. It was really the only way. I think it might have been a god tier type request. Like I had asked for this specifically because a god said, "Hey, you guys saved the world. What would you like?" And we were each granted one, not necessarily a wish, but a comprehensive one thing. and I was given these gauntlets, and I'd asked for them specifically, like to go through their powers, to explain it to the deity and to DM, and explain what I wanted, and he was very cool with it. Now, all enchanting and stuff like that had to be done with magic and mage, whatever. But putting in the raw materials into a weapon, or combining, or adding jewels to something, or just whatever, was it was a little time consuming. Did take a lot of gold, but it was something that I could do, like over time, depending on how long I wanted to take it. Like the gold was kind of like a microtransaction to speed up the process. But anyway, that was besides the point. And that was basically it. Like if we had dealt with muskets, or if somebody had broken a dagger off in somebody, I could have extracted every bit of metal, so there would have been no funkiness. Like it would have healed or whatever, naturally or whatever. You know what I mean? That was one of the things that was very, very cool. And also it made it so that I could, if I had wanted to, basically use the gauntlets and melee against sword wielders, and use my abilities to basically damage their weapons. Like for example, high level weapons that were using it. If I was being attacked by skeletons and they hit me with fucking cheap ass rusty sword, boom, dust. Or if some bad guy with like a +3 sword or something attacked me, I could block it, and over periods of time I could, from parrying, successful parrying, I could damage the weapon to where it would also break as well. But then again, that would also mean that we would lose that weapon as a treasure for replacement or whatever. If once we finish the mission, the quest. So yeah, there were downsides to that, but I mean, it was a very cool weapon. So, and then I started thinking about it later on. I was like, that's a really cool thing to have, because you can manipulate whatever you want. You could even manipulate yourself to change the way you look. But I would honestly feel like that particular kind of thing would be very, very difficult to do. You'd have to have a very good grasp of your body, your face or whatever, what you couldn't see, and I think part of me was kind of like, it would actually be really good with healing. You could close up wounds, clean a wound, and you could close up the wound, or after a wound if a horrible wound has been messed you up, you could fix the wound, take away the scars. I mean, literally having that one ability would make you rich. You go and live in a fucking city and have the ability to remove scars, just take away the ink from a tattoo that somebody doesn't want. Imagine that. Or put it on, depending on how you do it. And I started thinking, this is really awesome. And there's so many things you could do with that ability that it was kind of like, this is pretty freaking cool. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be anything major. It's like, for example, it's like somebody's got a bald spot. Hey, here's some hair. If your fingernails aren't, you got a bad habit, chewing your fingernails, boop, nails are fine. I know, I always thought, like I said, in my head, matter manipulation would be very, very cool. I think it would be you have to be very careful. If you did learn to be a doctor, if you had those kind of traits, you could use those in healing, stitching, like I said, the blood vessel bursts or whatever, you could fix it, like if you knew where it was. Also, just the concept of being able to go, hey, blood on hand, I mean, you literally can just refill the bag, it's just very, 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 very cool. I think it would take a lot of concentration to do. But I think and it would depend on what you had learned. You couldn't just automatically do it. You would really have to learn how to do it. But like, also part of me would be like really cool to be like, let me try just doing sculptures. You know, I think that would be really cool. I could create little sculptures if I wanted to, of my friends, of family, of characters in books that I'm working on. You know, I think that would be freaking cool. Can you imagine like being able to like modify your car physically? You know, like you don't have the part for something, boom, you get a picture of the part, you 3D print it in your brain, boom, there it is. So I don't know. I thought it would be also, it would be very, very cool. But as I said, matter manipulation, in my opinion, is just a really, really cool ability, and you know, there's a possibility of going overboard with it, but I really always kind of liked it just as a really cool ability. But yeah, the question is like, I think somebody had asked me, okay, well, is it by touch, or can you do it with like just by looking at something? And honestly, I would honestly have to say by touch, because I don't think it should be an ability that you can just look at and affect whatever, you know, everything around you. So like the air thing, you know, for the shield, probably. I mean, maybe if it was just around your body, the molecules of air that are touching your skin become hard, or you know, or the if you're underwater, water that enters your lungs just becomes oxygen, you know, or your lungs just stay filled with oxygen, obviously not bursting your lungs, which would fucking suck. But you know, like I said, it would take time using your ability, and I think that's kind of cool, is like learning the ability. But I don't know, I've always really enjoyed that. I thought that was something kind of cool. Just wanted to share it with you guys and tell me what you think. Oh, but yeah, I think matter manipulation would be really cool. It's one of the fun ones that I've always really kind of enjoyed, especially if you were limited just to certain things, like not being able to turn lead into gold, but being able to just sculpt it. And that was the main view of like the gauntlets, was more for creation and crafting than using, you know, like if we had a catapult and we needed extra ammo, somebody just handed me a rock and I'd be like, whoop, you know, catapult ammo ready, that kind of thing. Be kind of cool. Anyway, I guess I will chat with y'all later. Having fun being you. Anyway, as always, I'm Sir Drinks a Lot, and I'm wishing you health, wealth, and love with enough time and gusto to enjoy it all down to the last drop. Catch you guys later.